Hello, everybody. Sorry about the late start here, but welcome back to Ghost of Saltmarsh. Josul will be here shortly. You know, the merchant, he's got that exquisite gourmet taste, so he's going to get dinner, and he'll be here shortly. But for now, we'll go with the crew we got now. So, when we last left off, you all... Yes, we are unmuted. I was genuinely concerned. I know you were joking, but I was genuinely concerned about that. I'm like, oh crap, was I not? Anyway, last time the party ventured...
technical difficulties.
Yes. Yeah. Last time the party ventured into the Winding Way, which was a secret passage in a Ouija's cathedral. Well, the ruins of one anyway. And they found out that the undead that were guarding the Winding Way do not attack as long as you have the medallion present, which Sekald kept with him on the traps. Hey, there we are. Hello.
We knew as soon as we started you'd show up.
The after falling for a few pitfall traps and such, the group found a treasure room with a jade statue inside. Interacting with just a handful of the treasure caused the jade statue to animate into a vampiric figure, leading to a very tough encounter for the party. Once the statue was subdued, however, Josul quickly realized that all this treasure was nothing more than painted wooden coins and colorful glass shards. All fake. Luckily, though, Kade spotted a secret door on the back wall, which led to the actual treasure room of the Winding Way, which was guarded by these weird humanoid-like automated iron statues with weapons for arms and faceless spheres for heads. Disposing of those two constructs, the group was then free to take all of the hoards and the treasure that this Church of Ouija's had, and were able to claim the island as Saltmarshes. So everybody got all the treasure that was in that room, and you all were able to head back to Saltmarsh.
Heck yeah.
So, as you head back to Saltmarsh, what do you guys want to do first? Like, what's the first thing you do the second your boat comes up to the dock? Are you just going to be like, well, I'm going to go to sleep? Or, I don't know.
Well, Sekald needs to double check with Captain Zendros, see if she has his weapon ready.
She does.
I'm thinking a good
You guys have been gone
good.
for like 3 days, I think.
Yeah, we've been eating out of a ship's kitchen. I feel like we could use an actual meal.
Josul is pretty much done with this poor excuse for food.
You do notice when you guys show up, I forgot to mention, I'm sorry. Josul, the merchant ship that you're normally on is not in port, but this happens. They're probably going out to get more goods and coming back.
They'll be back, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
As they usually are, within a day or two, I'm sure. So Josul's gonna go to let's see, the finest place that serves food in town.
The Snapping Line, where Abby works.
Yeah.
Is that the only place in town?
He's gonna spend 4 gold on food and fine wine. I'm sorry, 5 gold. And on food and fine wine for just himself. And then spend 4 silver on drinks for whoever else wants to drink with him.
The entire place cheers. Okay, did you offer it to everybody, or are you just saying like in the group?
The whole party, anyone in the bar, it doesn't matter.
Okay.
I put up my book. Is it 5 gold for a good meal, Blake?
No.
5 gold is for like noble, like that's full days.
Like for the day, Josel's getting that for just himself, and getting some wine, and then also buying 4 silver worth of drinks for like the whole
whatever
bar.
would be like.
There's only 9 people.
Comfortable.
There's only 9 other patrons in here right now, so you can deduct from there.
Yeah.
What's the level for like above comfortable meal or good, if there is one.
I think gold is like pretty decent. And
One
then,
gold piece, I think, is a good meal.
Yeah, I know 5 is
Let
nobleman,
me double check here.
and 10 is like aristocratic, which is like you're eating like royalty.
Okay.
Let me see.
That doesn't cover just
Okay,
food. That's like
okay,
standard of
meals.
living in general. Like
Jesus. A comfortable meal is 5 silver. A wealthy meal is 8 silver. An aristocratic meal is 2 gold.
yeah, that's one meal. That's not a day's worth.
Yeah.
I
No,
was
that
go-
is a day's worth. Meals
That's
per
a day's
day is
worth.
2 gold.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Aristocratic is 2. So Josul got that, 2 of that aristocratic meal, plus extra gold pieces worth of wine for just himself.
Okay. You buy out the wine in the place
Abby
because they
is
don't
going
have
to
that much
spend.
wine.
Abby is also going to spend 10 gold to make sure that all of the rest of us also eat really well.
Yeah. So Josul eats like a king and then shares tons of drinks with everyone there plus the party. Because that's what Josul does.
Thank you.
And
Abby.
Josul's drinks for everyone.
Hey,
And I'm
hey.
covering meals.
All right.
And Josul pretty much hands out bottles of wine like they're candy, and everyone gets drinks.
Oh, yeah.
And yeah. Because Josul is a gourmand, and he has not been gourmanding it lately, and is driving him crazy.
Yeah, you're pretty cool. This is the guy who's here literally all day, every day.
What's his name? I've probably seen him a few times.
Salty Sam is what they
Salty
call
Sam.
him.
Oh, Salty Sam, it's good to share a drink with you once again. Tink.
Yeah. Who are you?
Nice.
Drunk already. Good man, I say as I go back to whatever I'm doing, which is drinking and eating.
He smiles and he's just
Copiously.
standing there like, just like,
It's
just
sturdy as always. As he's like,
and then he just throws up in the middle of the place. And it's like, wow, I feel better. And he goes to sit somewhere.
Prestidigitation. And I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna get some books. Because I pulled out the wrong edition stuff.
So that's Abby and Josul at the snapping line. We'll say Axel is also one of the patrons here,
Okay.
drinking alcohol. Because if I remember right, he was like, "This is a, something he's not. It's an exotic thing for him. It's gourmet in a sense. Alcohol is."
right.
Because fermented fruit aren't really a thing for underwater cultures.
No,
For a second there, I thought you said he was alcoholism, and I was kind of concerned.
He was alcoholism.
I'm not as think as you drunk I am. By the way, that's really hard to say.
Yeah, yes, it is.
Because you want to correct it in your head, and you're like, wait.
You're sitting somewhere, and like an hour later, Salty Sam just sits right next to you. And he sits a little too close to you, and by sitting too close to you, I mean he's so drunk he's just leaning on you to stay upright.
There's plenty of Josul to lean on, that's fine. He doesn't really seem to care.
And we'll say he's like human, and he's got like the salt and pepper sailor fisherman beard,
Right.
Just
Right.
normal fishing folk. Actually, you probably know Abby definitely because she's worked here pretty much most of her life, maybe.
Several years, not most of my life. She's old as shit.
Maybe 10 years or something.
Yeah, probably about 10 years.
So yeah,
Excuse me while I try and figure out how the fuck old my little halfling is.
This town's very everybody knows everybody kind of thing. They're not small enough that can work very well, but if you're here long enough, you get to know everybody. You know that Salty Sam is a crab cager. He spends most of his days drunk, and he will go out on his rowboat and check his traps every day. That's pretty much all he does. That, or he's at the snapping line drinking. He mentions like, I saw this one crab, it was bigger than me. It was like this big.
Smacks a patron in the face.
Yeah, he accidentally smacks you, Josul.
Oh,
I
sorry.
barely notice.
It's like a nat 1, so it's just like a uncomfortable
Oh.
smack.
Just all barely notices. He's a very big boy.
Yeah.
And I'm distracted by the recent copious amounts of drink and food. So it's very difficult to part me from my habit.
And he's like, that thing put a hole in my dinghy.
That's a big crab.
0 days, Scotty. 0 days.
Huh?
I was holding it together until you said something.
Zero is, what?
I'm an adult. I checked. No, I have no idea how old my halfling is. I didn't write it down.
Yes, that's your age.
I think she said grandma age at one point.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, she's elderly, but I don't know what that puts me at.
And we'll say at that point, he's finally passed out. Or he just, like, falls backwards from the bar stool and just falls over, passed out.
I pause my gorging for a brief moment and slide him over to a chair in the corner that he's usually propped up in. And then I just go back to eating.
The bar was quiet for just a moment, just from hearing the loud thud. They see Salty Sam passed out again, and they just continue.
Everyone's just like, as he's here literally every day. Checked his traps, didn't get any crabs, went back to drinking.
You know, to be fair, some of those people out there would probably think not finding any crabs is a good thing.
He makes a lot of money off of that, I'm sure. Crabs at this period of time in history would be super delicacy. He could easily sell those for several gold pieces a day and be like, sit comfortable on his bad habit for quite a long time. Because cheap beer goes a long way.
Let's see.
It's like 4 copper for a cheap beer. And yeah, he could earn several gold pieces for a crab.
I would say fishing hasn't been that great overall because it is past springtime now and it's getting to summer and everything's all hot, so the fish are very lazy. They're not really in a biting mood, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a lot of, they're just sitting out there and the sun rays are hitting them from above and then refracting off the water. You know, you're cooking out there waiting for fish. So the town's in a very lazy mood. One of the patrons here, we'll just say everybody's human because Greyhawk, and
It's a safe assumption.
It's like he must put one of his cages too close to Crabber's Cove. Yep.
What's
Heard nothing
Crabber's
good
Cove?
coming
Do
from
we
that
know?
place. Crabber's Cove.
Yeah, have I ever heard of that?
Crabber's Cove is just east of the docks, built alongside the shores of the Scuttled Bay.
Something.
There used to be a bunch of folks living there, but hasn't been anyone there for a while. They call it Crabber's Cove because crabs have taken over the place. All the buildings got destroyed, and hundreds and hundreds of crabs have taken shelter there. The crazy thing about it, looks back and looks around the place. Crazy thing about it.
Nobody tell Axel. I don't think it's a free buffet.
Is that any fisherman crazy enough to try to catch crabs there is never seen again. I think it's cursed.
I'm thinking giant crab. What do you think, Josul?
I was thinking that or some crabmen.
I think
That would explain why the crabs are drawn to them.
I've never met a crabman before.
Another patron is like,
Crabman? Crabfolk?
is like, I think it's a gate to the plane of crabs. Dirty planes. They should stay out of our plane. Be in their own.
I don't think that's a thing, buddy.
Actually, no, this will be a dwarf, because there are dwarves in town. That's a dwarf.
Also, I just looked it up.
What do you know, you miner? You don't fish. Just keep out of this conversation. And the dwarf at his table with other dwarves is like, bah, and goes back to
I don't know how accurate this is, but I found a chart on the r/D&D Reddit to understand the race's age better by Absol X Guardian. And this says that Abby should be at least 150 years old.
That sounds right.
Yeah, between 150 and 250.
I thought you said like 149 or something when we started, but it was in a chat or something, which is buried into oblivion by now.
Hobbits, halflings, do live a fairly long lifespan.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They're...
Thankfully, the search function on Discord is actually pretty decent. So
I swear at some point you said you were 100 and she's 100.
I feel like that, yeah. I feel like she's over. I said she's over 100.
It's okay, Kat. We all feel like we're over 100 sometimes.
I have my days.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, that's pretty much the only real conversation piece or events from your first night back that really of our significance. The rest of it's probably a little bit of a blur depending on how much you guys drink.
How much? Never mind. Not gonna worry.
No, go ahead.
No, it's...
All right.
I'm embarrassed.
The next few days go by. Do you guys try to sell any of your goods, or...
Oh, hell yes, I do. I have a damn Santa Claus sack of this shit.
It's almost an insult asking if Josul wanted to sell.
Well, technically, I have a Santa Claus sack of this shit.
Wow. I was going with metaphorical, not literal.
So I did have a question. I don't know. I have rumors written down, but I'm guessing these could be from like the first session. I have written down that there is 1 mile south of Saltmarsh is a haunted house that had an alchemist living there. That's the haunted house that we went to, right?
That is the house you went to, yes.
Okay.
Where I got some of my alchemy gear.
Because I was wondering, I'm like, are there any other rumors of shit that we can do? Because of stuff going on? Just digging for like, that's an interesting place. We should go check it out. Cause
I hear there's this cove full of crabs.
Because see, like, I am intrigued, but that's because Abby is an innately curious person. Now, but I feel like the rest of the party is like, yeah, but what's in it for us? Other than, I want to see it.
Now, you know that's like the let me double check on my map here. I'm pretty sure it's the northern part of town. No, that's right. The compass is weird. It's on the eastern part of town, way out, like on the very edge. It's beyond the ghetto, so to speak. There's no real ghetto. It's too small of a town. But these are just like buildings that have been abandoned, and the city has been slowly taking them over time.
And as far as what's in it for us, how much would crabs go for in the market?
Oh, let me see here. I got a certain guide for fishing that might have prices.
Well, that would depend. We don't want to saturate the market with crab. We would probably just want to see if there's any monsters in the area.
Don't forget, we have Axel with us. Axel will take care of the surplus.
You look over, and Axel has 2 king crabs cooked on the plate, and he has like 4 legs in his mouth.
We don't need to bring back like a whole ton. We just bring back one.
Like everyone else, like gets rid of the shells and stuff. He's eating everything, like the shell and everything.
Boil that shit. Like I don't need softboard crabs. Just give me that whole thing.
Yeah.
Soft shell crabs.
I give him the last jar of honey that I have so he can dip them.
Oh, right, thank you. I can't do his voice, so it's a Gruk voice.
Never thought of dipping crabs in honey, and now
his voice is kind of like Antonio Banderas' voice.
The sad thing
Yeah,
is,
I
okay,
can't.
so like,
I
No,
can't do
it's not.
Spanish.
so like, I'm from Maryland, and we put Old Bay on fucking everything. So I'm just imagining Old Bay plus honey, and I can't tell whether or not it's a bad idea or not.
See, I don't think
Because like honey goes with a lot of stuff.
Right, but I don't think they put Old Bay seasoning on their crabs. Because once again, if they had that level of seasoning, they would be rich or
Saltmarsh
nobles.
probably not. Yeah. No.
So probably not in this town. Butter. would
Also,
probably be
literally no one but my state uses Old Bay, so there's that.
Oh, you'd be surprised what people use Old Bay for.
There's a difference between using Old Bay sparingly. We
And
have like
Baltimore.
a huge end cap display in every grocery store of just Old Bay in 25 different
Yep.
sizes. I have 4 canisters of it in my house, and I'm the only one that eats it, and I only eat like a pinch or 2 of it at a time.
Not cooked crab, fresh crab, costs 2 copper a pound. Cooked crab costs 3 a pound.
So we just bring
You're living in a fish town. Fish is cheap as hell.
Right.
we just bring back a like bountiful amount for like a day, and then people are like, hey, it's safe to go there again, and we reinvigorate the market.
I say we just wander around to see if there's any monsters, and then
I'm kind of down for that too.
leave the crabs to have whatever's left. The fishers will take care of the crabs.
Well, but it'd be nice to bring something back so they know that it's safe.
We could bring back a bag of them just to
that's
say
what I was
that
thinking.
it's quote unquote safe for them to go fishing again. Of course, if we find a giant human-sized crab, I wonder what that would taste like if we fried it.
Probably like crab.
One way to find out.
We'd
Maybe
need
somebody will pay
lots-
us to make it safe there. And then we don't have to make money the
That's
other way.
smart.
We would need a lot of butter.
We could go talk
Just side-eye
local-
Josul.
The local Abby would know. The local halfling settlements farm cows and goats specifically because butter is a good trade resource with the human town of Saltmarsh. Lots of back and forth on that.
Conversation went really weird for a D&D campaign. I'm
Oh!
just saying.
I'm sorry.
It
I'm
happens.
just now leveling
This
because
is
I'm
the
an
conversation
asshole,
I'm
and I
used
just
to
realized
in
I get a new
campaign.
cleric cantrip.
I
Guidance?
had party members who would do this stuff all the time. I had party members who were like, "What's the local economic structure like?" And I'm like,
Oh, I can't remember which
"I'm
player.
glad that's written down in the book." Oh wait, it's not because no
Let
one
me
asked
tell you
that
about
question.
the time in my 2e game that we decided, no, we're wealthy now. We don't want trail rations. We're going to buy healthy food. And we spent an hour making a meal plan for a month's journey and actually spent and bought like 6 different kinds of proteins and vegetables. Kevin wanted
previous
to murder
group-
all of us.
My previous group quite literally role played making a sandwich, and it took an hour. I'm not kidding you.
Yeah,
I go find the finest loaf of bread. Okay, well, and he looks it up in the book, and he's like, "All right." He's like, "I go find a fine meat salesman. They're selling some like finely salted meats." And you're like, "All right."
Those are
And
the
he's like,
moments.
And it took an hour to go through this long shopping spree.
Those are
and he
the
goes,
moments.
and I put
where
it
it's
together
like,
in a sandwich and sit down and eat it. And we're like, "You just spent an hour role playing making a sandwich."
those are the moments where like you have like DMs that are like, I hate railroading, and then you have DMs that have dealt with that bullshit, and it's like sometimes railroading is fucking worth it.
There are times when it is, but I love moments when it's just like, do whatever the weirdness.
Yeah, it's
that
like, no, you just have fun. I'm gonna sit here
Right.
writing notes.
Right.
I've had some players in a relatively modern D&D setting that were like, "Hey, we're high schoolers and we're working over the summer. How much do we earn with minimum wage jobs where we work almost full time?"
I don't know what you're talking about. Why would that's super weird. Who would do that?
Anybody hear that bus that just went by? Curious.
Anyways, so we'll do this one step at a time because I know you wanted to sell your stuff. We'll go with that first. Now, a certain merchant just sent me a giant list of the things he has. So we'll go to his first.
I may or may not have sent him quite literally a list of 30 separate objects.
The biggest thing you guys notice is
My
that
Santa Claus sack is full.
your I have the name of it. Give me a moment.
Sure about that?
I am totally sure.
Mm.
Yeah, the Dawn Tide, the big merchant ship that you're normally on, Josul, has not made it back, and it's been a few days.
Okay.
And the town's like, huh, that's weird. Maybe they got into a storm or something. And that means the amount of merchants here, it's about halved. But luckily, the biggest merchant is a good friend of your guys's, because you helped get his fortunes back. So he and the merchants underneath him, it's pretty much his network is pretty much like all that's right. He's fine with them taking a while, less competition for him. In any case, you're able to sell stuff to those merchants. So
I'm gonna identify some of that stuff. So like some of the things on there, I'm gonna just identify if I don't know what it is. But pretty much everything else I'm selling.
These boots of Elvenkind. I'll buy these from you for 400 gold.
Maybe I may have a use for those. I actually didn't know that's what that was.
Fair enough.
I suppose I probably owe you something for the identification.
All I know is they make you real sneaky. Elves, they like to be pretty sneaky. Giant, light, just Greyhawk human racist.
Well, I suppose they have their reasons. They do live in forests, right?
Yeah, out in the Deadwoods. Apparently they're protecting us from demons and whatnot.
I would think if you live in that forest, you need to be sneaky.
Well, I guess this elf wasn't sneaky enough then.
Guess not.
I'm sure you wouldn't mind parting with these ruby earrings, though. I'll definitely buy those for 150.
Deal.
Let's see. Pretty much everything else you got on this list, this bill of goods that you have here, Mr. Josul. As he holds up the paper, we'll just say like what you just sent me, so I don't have to tell everybody like the bajillion things you have. Yeah, I'll buy those at market price. So, aka the short bow and rapier. Just look at the pH.
Got it. Okay.
And anything that already has a price tag on it, they just buy it.
He pretty much buys at price. Okay.
The 2 red glowing potions are potions of healing.
We keep them.
I'll keep those.
I have 2 already.
I
What does
don't have
everybody
any.
else have? Okay, you take them.
I thought I was making some for everybody.
You might be, but I'll take as
You
many
might have, but we
as I can
used
get.
them.
Have you seen how she
And these are
rushes
free.
into danger?
Not even that.
The thing is-
Excuse me. How many have I fed to Josul to wake him up?
There we go. That's
Boom.
the one.
And that's the other reason that she should have them.
Also, these
She
aren't
runs
just.
into danger almost as much as I do.
Hey,
I think these are actually more potent than the normal potions of healing, but I'm no alchemist. You might want to check with the alchemist to get them approved.
Sekald!
hey, Katie, do you still have those 7 maps of sea and coastal areas, or did we give those to the guy that we did that job for?
Oh no, those are in my bag.
Oh, sweet.
Mm-hmm.
Go,
We were keeping those, right?
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
go,
Wait, is the answer yeah or no?
Yeah.
Sorry.
you're fine. Going around the market, you're able to sell pretty much all the other, some more standard stuff that's in the pH that you got listed there.
And that extra dimensional bag, is that a bag of holding?
Your certain magic item merchant friend is able to definitely tell you it's a bag of holding.
I've heard there's are there different versions or just the one?
Just the one in this edition.
I would be careful. I've heard some of them are cursed.
That one's
As
not
she gives
cursed,
you
is
a
it?
tiefling smile.
That one's not cursed, is it?
Feed me. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah. If I look at the bag and it just goes, feed me, Seymour, feed me, then I'm definitely not keeping it.
Where is that voice coming from, Sticks Head and Bag?
Inspiration
Here
point.
somewhere.
Oh, sweet.
Mostly because I know you're sick as hell and you're still able to make jokes. So inspiration point.
We'll take it.
The 5 bolts of rare silk are worth 100 gold each.
Woo.
I'm pretty sure.
500 more gold. Yes.
I think pretty much everything else has a price tag on it.
Yeah.
Oh, the bag of holding, if you want to sell it. Wow, yeah, no one really wants one, unfortunately.
No, that's fine.
You
You're
look
a
over
merchant.
and
You
all
hold on to that shit.
I will use that as my new Santa Claus sack.
you look over and somehow all the merchants, maybe
All
the
have one.
head merchant, like
Yeah.
gave them that as part of their capital.
So it's just super saturated the market, and now it's worthless.
That's in the starter kit they get for joining the pyramid.
Right. Join the pyramid scheme, and you all get a bag full of-
Oh shoot!
Oh my
what's the
God, that's
merchant's
awesome.
name? I have his name right here. Oh, it might help if I didn't go to the beginning of my DM notes, which was first session stuff. Where's your name? Oh, Drawlin Incorporated. Because
Nice.
it's Albrecht Drawlin was his name.
Abek Drolin.
Mhm.
Interesting.
No,
I asked him about this.
Drawlin franchises. There we go. That's better.
Oh, Drolin. Okay. I asked him about the strange necklace. Is it just a morbid necklace, or is it the necklace with the mummified fingers?
They're
Is
looking
it
at
just
it.
a morbid necklace, or is it magical?
They're looking
I've
at
seen
it.
things like this before.
They're looking at it, and they're like, sniff, and get the merchant scale and everything, and
Yep.
testing it out, getting a good old priest check. Yep, just mummified fingers. Pretty gross, but well
Okay,
preserved.
Yep. I'll just throw those away then.
Wait. Give it to Axel.
Don't
Ew.
don't
No.
don't feed them. Don't feed them to the fish. It might be toxic.
Got it. I go bury them in some mud outside.
The mud
There
dies.
you
No, I'm
go.
I'm
Earth
at least pleased
Elemental's
that I
like,
didn't feed them.
the Earth Elemental's just like, I have sentience.
I have sentience and wish I didn't.
Correction,
I wish
you
that I had
had
not.
sentience.
Yes.
Oh, I am but a lonely dirt mephit. Oh, woe is me. Anyway, I think everything else already has prices in the PH.
Yeah,
On this
I'll
list.
get the rest of that priced out here and add it up. Because there's a buttload of it. Am I actually able to sell the Sahuagin made spears or no?
They buy them at standard spears price.
Standard
There's
spear
no-
price. Okay.
They're not
I
magical or
wasn't
masterwork.
sure. Right. I wasn't sure if I could actually even sell them, so that's why I was like,
The town is preparing for war, so they'll take any weapons they can get.
any weapons they can get.
They
Got it.
would have normally bought that at half price, but they're buying it at full
Right.
price because
So, like, Abby's smarter than me, but remind me why they're preparing for war?
you guys figured out that the lizard folk aren't the ones that are a main threat. Because you had heard about smugglers from that haunted house, that they were smuggling weapons to lizard folk, and then there were people spotting the lizard folk settlement way too close to town. They're like, "Uh-oh, are they planning to attack the
Preparing for
town?"
war.
And then that's when you guys went there to see what was going on, and it turned out they got kicked out of their home because the Sahuagin took over.
That's right. Okay, so they're planning for war with the Sahuagin.
Yes.
Okay.
Why they wanted to kill me in the first place.
Yes.
I got to ride a giant lizard.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, please specify that was not Sekald.
That was not Sekald.
Well, you're a giant fish.
Well, some people may not get the differences there.
Well, that's a true statement.
Yeah.
Trying to be mean, just honest.
We'll say Axel's gone for a few days. And when he's back, he's a fancier paladin, because I know he leveled up and got the subclass. So, I believe he can control water a little bit now, magically.
Ooh.
I feel like a real merchant because I'm literally sitting here with the calculator app adding up all this stuff that I have.
Yeah.
And
Goo-
it is
Google,
ridiculous.
Google Sheets, fucking amazing. That sum button.
Wow. That's a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
So
I mean, what?
can Sekald identify the two better healing potions and what they are with his alchemical skill set?
Give me an intelligence proficient check.
Come on, Sekald.
I'm fairly certain since my intelligence is already sitting at a 19.
Ooh,
Well, it's
smart boy.
intelligence modifier plus your proficiency bonus.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. What proficiency? Oh, okay. I got it.
Because you're proficient with alchemy stuff.
Right. 26.
Alright, you are 100% certain that these are greater potions of healing. not just potions of healing. That goes
Exposition.
from a whopping 2d4 plus 2 to a 4d4 plus 4. It's not. It's the next tier up.
It is pretty baller though.
Am I carrying these?
Yes.
Sure.
You are.
Just hit myself
Mostly
in the face with a dice.
In case everyone else manages to go down, it's easier. You
Do
can
you-
get around the battle faster.
As you're going through your alchemist, blowing dust off your alchemist supplies, Sekald, that's when you see the bottom of your kit. A certain stone that you got from a certain mansion that you haven't used yet.
Didn't mean to use that.
One that a philosopher might have used.
And,
Just so- I think that's just in character. Like you're just
Yeah.
watching him praise, and then you just see the stone. You're like,
well, we weren't.
Excuse me.
It was. Sorry. It was never fully identified if it was the full thing. It was more like a beta.
Yeah, I think you kept futzing with it, and sometimes it worked and sometimes it didn't.
I believe so.
do you test it out?
Is this before or after I get my staff back?
Oh no, you got that like when you got back to town.
Oh, okay, that's right. You said it was been a couple of days.
Yep.
I mean, yeah, I'd want to at least try it a couple of times while I'm creating some additional potions for everybody.
I'm moving back to that adventure because that's where its stats are. I just remembered you had it, and I'm like, oh yeah.
Well, I mean, like I said, I'm sorry. Give me a second.
So, while Scotty's looking for that, so where are those boots of elvenkind, and what are we doing with those?
I believe Sekald was gonna wear them.
Oh, okay.
The
Josul
rogue
has
and a
not,
monk just stab each other over them.
Josul has
Or
not
just-
returned
wow,
with that
that-
news yet.
That was horrible of me. I meant Josul.
If I wasn't
Yes.
already coughing up a lung, I'd scream at you.
Actually, quick question,
Mhm.
Master of Dungeons.
Yes.
Is it just literally shield now? There's not like light and heavy
Yes.
and medium
Yes.
and
Yeah,
light,
it's-
medium.
It's
and
just
medium
plus
light
2 shield.
and metal
I-
and not metal and
I will.
quasi metal.
I was debating on allowing the variants that people make where they got like buckler is like a plus 1.
Right.
Like it's only plus 1 AC, while
Right.
Tower Shield's like a plus 3 AC. But I'm just gonna go with what they got.
Got it. Where it just says quote unquote shield, and there's no longer 4 different types.
Yeah.
That is both sad and helpful at the same time.
Yep.
Sadful.
Wait.
Sadful.
I like slides. Yeah.
I give my 2 healers kits to Abby.
Woo.
'cause
Wait,
she
I
has
might
the
already
heal
have
skill.
one?
Well, you have more. Because they only have a certain number of uses and then they're crap. So now you
Yeah,
have
they have 10 uses each.
you have 2 more. You're the healer.
I actually don't have one. Cool, so I have 2 healers
You have
kits.
2. I have 12 torches. 2 grappling hooks.
But you have 10 hood lanterns.
You have 10-foot legs.
I do have 10 hooded lanterns, only because I gave 2 to 2 lizard children.
I'm assuming that I meant to put 5 50-foot coils of rope.
Yeah.
What did you intend on putting?
There was actually 5 foot coils of rope, like SO, and I'm like, this doesn't make sense. Why did I type that?
Scotty, remind me, who's in charge of like the town guard and shit in this place?
The military?
Well, there's like the military, but then there's like police. I don't think
honestly-
they're the same.
I thought you honestly were about to say the military.
No, like the cops, the popo.
Right.
I
God,
don't know
no,
if there was
no.
a difference in medieval times.
I think there was usually because
Is it
The-
Eleander Fireborn?
that's what I was like, but I didn't realize that I didn't realize he was also the captain of the guard.
I don't know.
All right, so how
But,
many
like,
of
I
us
checked in the
are there
book
in
and-
the party?
5.
Well, that's going to make this number very weird. Okay. Well, anyway.
That's okay. Katie's okay with taking the extra. No, I'm kidding.
5.
Just kidding.
Josul will probably charge a merchant's fee and take the extra.
That's actually very fair. I like that.
All right. So, everyone gets, and they'll have to send a message to Axel. The loot from my Santa Claus sack, everyone gets 775 gold, and Josul keeps a bit of the extra for himself.
Okay.
As a merchant's fee.
775 gold.
Yep.
Message Jesse.
Looking through the 5 pages of NPCs they have for Saltmarsh, yes, Eleanor Fireborn is the head of the guard here.
Okay.
I am so envious of how much you people can remember.
Oh, don't! That wasn't me. I literally looked it up in the book. I own the book too.
I thought I had them in my notes, and I guess I didn't.
I have notes.
Yeah, that's why that's my stuff, because that's what I'm doing right now. Because I'm just like, I have like, these are all of the post-it notes that I pulled off from my character sheet, and none of them are freaking useful. So I'm making new ones that have like a list of important NPCs. So I'm like, okay, I have Lord Fireborn on here. I should have like the captain of the guard. Wait, what?
Oh, just as a reminder, the Philosopher's Stone is a flat gray and black river stone inscribed with unknown arcane symbols that is cool to the touch.
So in that case, I feel like an idiot because I'm the only one that doesn't take the sticky notes.
Don't. That's why you have us. That's why you love us. It's fine.
I mean, I love you guys for different reasons, but that's not one of them.
Oh man, that's my thing. I am epic note taker.
Josul keeps the bag of holding. And how much does it weigh?
The bag of holding, I think 15 pounds. But it can carry up to like 500 pounds or something.
Got it. I'll put that in the weight.
It weighs 15 pounds. Has a roughly 2-foot diameter mouth, 4 feet deep. And the bag holds 500 pounds, not exceeding a volume of 64 cubic feet.
Of jerky.
Exactly. Dude, could you imagine? Slim Jims.
You didn't watch the Morkios campaign, did you?
Oh,
I did not.
Yes, you should.
I saw some of it, not all of it.
Event near the end of the campaign, I can't remember what we took down, but it was almost a full bag of holdings worth of that type of jerky, of really, really spicy jerky.
Oh my god, I remember that actually.
The purple worm, could it?
No, it wasn't the purple worm, but it was definitely something that was like a manticore, I believe.
Maybe a manticore.
Yeah. But yeah,
I think so.
Right.
Nice.
My items plus the entire space of a bag of holding of nothing but jerky.
The Philosopher's Stone.
Oh, right.
You are attuned to it. I remember that you were attuned to it, but you never used it. Attuning to it, you feel like if you attempted alchemy, you would have advantage.
Ooh.
Ooh. Fancy.
So you said you were going to make some healing potions, right?
I think he's talking to you, Sage.
I thought I just answered. Did it not pick up?
No.
Nope.
No, we didn't hear it.
Oh, lovely. My voice is going even on the microphone.
No, I think the microphone was going at that point, not your voice.
Well, either one or the other. At this point, it may as well be both. Yeah, I said I was trying to make some potions for everybody.
All right. Roll at an advantage.
Woohoo.
As you use the stone, the runes on it glow white as you go to make your potions.
Kade, do you have some kind of special boots on?
Is it?
Hmm.
Is it D20 plus intelligence? What's the?
It was proficient intelligence, just like when you were identifying the potion.
Oh, right. Sorry. I'm still thinking 3.5.
No, you're fine.
That's 18 on that one, and 27 on that one.
All right. Well, how many healing potions were you thinking of making?
2 each.
All right, you make those at half their price, so 25 gold worth of materials each.
Ooh.
and you make them like it just feels like almost like luck. Like everything just went perfectly as you were using your alchemy stuff. The temperature was just perfect. When it distilled from this vial and went over to the next one, it was like the perfect red color. These are the best potions you've ever made, probably.
That didn't come out. Go ahead.
After you do that, you'll feel that like the stone has cursed you. You feel something
Equivalent
foreboding
exchange?
on you.
Equivalent exchange?
No, I haven't lost a brother or an arm.
Well, okay.
And the tiny runes on the stone are still glowing.
Well, it's happened to make another trip over to Captain Zendros' store.
All right.
So we notice anything with Sekald?
Does the moonlight reveal what he truly is?
No, I'm an
Sorry,
asshole all the
you
time.
said cursed, and I thought Pirates of the Caribbean immediately.
I may or may not have a few seafaring lichens statted, but he's not one of them.
Well, I mean, if you think about it, technically I am. I'm just that way all the time.
It's fair.
You you might want to be aware.
Shows us what we truly are.
You might want to be a were shark, but you do not want to be a were ray.
Holy shit, a were shark. Oh my god.
That is considered one of the highest blessings from Sekola, or whatever your shark god. I already forgot their name. I'm smart.
Do we have to find some shark's bane? Is that an herb?
It might be.
It's like wolf's bane.
But it only grows at the bottom of the deepest oceans.
Oh yeah.
We'll never find it.
Bessie.
I'm not immune to deep
Oh.
sea pressure.
I think this medicine's
At least
getting
wait,
to me.
I don't think.
Hey, Josul, no, I just wear these boots that I got when I first got to Saltmarsh. See? They're holding up pretty good, though.
Do they
Are they falling
actually
apart?
look like good boots, or is she saying they're good boots and they really don't look like good boots? They look fine. They're holding up pretty good. It's the hole in the heel.
It's possible I took them off of somebody who didn't need them anymore.
Dead man's boots.
Wow.
Well, I'm not entirely sure that these came off of a dead man, but maybe a dead elf. But these boots are boots of elven kind. They will assist you in sneaking. I think that perhaps on our last venture, you might have attempted to do so on several occasions in the ship. This would help in that venture quite easily.
You do recall that there was a dead elf bard that last night you guys stayed there. He was barefoot after he died.
Oh.
These might have been his boots.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I try not to think about him.
These are definitely his boots.
Oh, thank you.
After all, Josul's mindset is they're dead. They don't need it anymore.
I mean,
I
not
think
wrong.
that's most of our party at this point.
But I'm a merchant. I should have a little more compassion than that, and I do not.
Katie, these boots are a little small for you.
A little small.
Maybe.
Like comfortably a little small, or like uncomfortably a little small?
Like 2 sizes too small.
Ooh.
Like they don't fit at all?
Like you can get your foot in there, but it is tight and not comfortable at all. And you go to take it out, and you feel like your toes have been like if you too long, it's like those being in high heels for a few years, you know.
Maybe we could have them magically resized.
Squishes it. I'll say there's a local tailor,
Cobbler.
Mino crafts good. That could get them to fit for you.
Local shoe cobbler.
I looked them up and will pay them their fee. Also, I pay Sekald 50 gold pieces for my potions he made me.
Oh, okay, thank you.
The old cobbler is just like, that'll be 1 gold per shoe.
I give him 5 gold.
I'm rich.
He's like looking at both the shoes, and he's like, I count 3 gold too many.
It's fine. Just keep the extra.
All right, here you go. And he hands you 3 random shoes.
I
Thank-
love that.
Thank you.
I absolutely love that.
Oh.
So,
I'm going to find I'm gonna take like them, and when I get back to my place where I stay, I take a length of rope, I cut a hole in each of the shoes, and I string them up like decorations and hang them up.
They are nice leather, and they do have that new shoe smell.
Because I can. And they
Because-
were a present.
She's bedecked in lanterns. Do you really?
She's
find it
yeah.
surprising?
She's bedazzled with lanterns over here. I mean,
Actually,
You got an
I hang
alchemist
them-
with you. You should have the alchemist mix peaches with onions and put them in the shoes, and it'll smell great.
I also, when I string the shoes together, so there's a shoe.
That's a holes reference.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
There's a
Got it.
shoe, a lantern, a shoe, a lantern, and a shoe. All
Abby
strung
comes
like a
over
duck.
and like, I need to tell you about the way that land-based humanoids decorate, because I don't think you got it.
Oh, okay.
Josul sees her place and goes, "This looks great."
I mean, honestly, any decoration is kind of up to the owner of the room.
That's fair.
I wouldn't exactly put it past her, but it's not like I'm going to take decoration tips from her.
So question for Scotty. Ages ago, when I first sat down and did like 8 billion scrolls,
Mhm.
I asked you how much more it would cost to scribe a scroll that is waterproof.
Yep.
And you said that for a first level spell, instead of being 25 gold, it's 35 gold. I don't know what it would be for a second level spell. It's usually 250. Would
For-
it be times 10% or plus 10 gold more?
I'll say you're paying for the material, not the craft that's on it. So every scroll, it's just an extra 10 gold.
Okay.
So at higher levels, it's like it's barely anything extra.
Okay. Thank you.
I don't think it
Because
makes.
I finally have gotten to a high enough level where I need to start separating my scroll lists by level, because there's a lot.
Mhm.
Flip.
Nice.
I'm just gonna write down. Josul has 250 feet of hemp rope.
I believe
Sure,
Sekald
it's not.
was
Never mind.
gonna head to Captain Zendros.
Yep.
All right. You arrive. She has new stock for it's the new week.
Oh. Well, I will certainly take a look at her stock before telling her about my latest problem.
Predicament.
She
I was
un-
trying to find a nicer word for it.
She unbuttons. Oh wait, wrong stock.
Whoa, I'm sorry. What?
I mean,
Not going to
You're a
complain,
troll.
but is that really the story we want to live here right now?
No, I don't have the mature content clicked anymore, so we're not going
Okay.
there.
I mean, okay.
You notice that she has a bunch of potions, a scroll, a staff, and what appears to be a stringed instrument. You think maybe a lute.
Any ID on the potions?
Just give me like a Arcana check at disadvantage,
Disadvantage. Okay.
as the runes on your stone glow
That
more.
curse.
Oh. Well,
okay.
at least I'm not a walking.
Now
dumbass.
I know what the curse is. All right, okay.
So 17. 21, so 17.
You see, one of them's a potion of resistance, and another one's just a potion of healing. You must have got an extra one. But the last two, you're like, that's a potion of... Wait, is that a potion of immunity or impossibility? Or you don't know why, but your mind just kind of blanks out on that one. And then the other one, you're like, I think that's a potion of healing. And then you're like, wait, no.
Okay,
Maybe
does
not.
she notice this?
No, I would like to think you just walked in and you were looking at him and just...
Oh, that was inner dialogue.
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm-
so I'm just a dumbass to myself. Okay.
No one else is aware. You're
Oh,
safe.
well.
Unless you want to say you say it.
I mean, I'm not going to tell her outright that I'm a dumbass, but I am going to ask her, that a curse has caused me to be a dumbass.
You're pretty sure you should know what those two are, but for some reason you don't.
Exactly. And at that point, I'm not exactly panicking, but I need help.
It's
and
that it's
I will-
that classic where you know somebody and you just like brain fart their name and you're like, ah. It's
That's the
it's
worst.
like right there.
Right. So yeah, I'll let her know that I believe it was a curse. The runes are on the stone, not on me, correct? For the curse?
Yeah, on the stone.
On the stone. Okay.
I was like, darn, I should have had them on you. Oh well.
I mean, that's kind of what I was confused at first. I wasn't exactly sure.
Thinking of Doctor Who where they encountered Satan. Yes, that happens.
Oh boy.
A guy went to study the scripture, and then like he was possessed by him or something, and the scripture was just all over him.
Oh, that's neat.
Yeah.
Oh.
They were in space, so he was just outside without a spacesuit because
Reasons.
Doctor Who.
Right.
Right.
And he was perfectly fine because possessed. Anyway,
Got it. That's logical.
nerdy sci-fi show aside. She's like, oh dear.
Nerdy sci-fi show aside, back to the nerdy sci-fi fantasy stuff.
Yeah, but
Oh dear, that's a good sign.
Yeah.
and where did you get a hold of that?
The curse, right.
Or the stone.
Found it in a haunted house, actually.
Oh, is that the one that you and your friends cleared out? The one that had magic mouths in it, I think you told me.
Yeah, the one where our monk kept playing with it.
Playing with
Wow, that comment went over everybody's head as all of the heads on the
Huh?
video chat are pointed down.
Oh, you talking about the
actually
magic
didn't get
mouth?
the reference.
Yeah, and how Katie
Oh,
tried
okay.
to pick up the stair and kept playing with the mouth or tried to keep running over it as we were going.
Yeah, I
back
don't
through.
think that you didn't have the noun in there, so we're like playing with what? Oh,
I got it, but Zendros
Oh,
didn't. That's why
Jesus,
I was
the-
like,
Okay, my bad. No, the microphone died off on me again. Sorry.
Okay.
So yeah, that one.
Well, that's quite a predicament you got there. Have you ever thought of tossing it?
Had more so now, but I kind of need to get rid of the curse first.
Well, I could do that for you. I'll give you a discount.
It's wonderfully sweet of you.
How about one of those potions you just made? The stones seem to do a pretty good job at making those pretty nice.
did you tell her about those things?
Uh-uh.
As she gets like real close, lips almost touching yours.
Oh man, if she's the final boss of this, I'm gonna be so pissed. So, despite the
One tiefling nail just like going down your chest.
Yeah. Remember, we're on stream here. So yeah, despite the
She looks at the camera and says, "It's above the belt."
so
And she does like oh, I already forgot the show's name. My Genie or whatever, the nose wiggle.
Oh,
yeah.
I Dream of
Mhm.
Genie.
A Dream Genie, and then she points her finger and there's just like poof, and the rating up above goes from just like Y7 to TV14.
yeah, you have a tendency of doing that with streams. So yeah, despite the initial confusion
Mm-hmm.
about the fact that she knew about my potion, I would certainly hand one over to her if that's the simple price for taking care of a curse.
All right, you hand one over to her, and she kisses you. And as she kisses you, the runes stop glowing on the stone.
Point of order. I dream of Genie. Bewitched.
Bewitched.
Oh, Bewitched was the one
Bewitched
with
is what I was
the
thinking
nose.
of.
Sorry, I'm so showing my age.
Yeah, I Dream of Jeannie was the one she went like this
Yeah.
Hmm.
and nodded.
And there's a very clear
Bewitched was-
cut in
Bewitched
the
was
video.
this, where she's like,
Oh, that was a good one.
I'm able to do it because I practiced when I was a kid. Because I used to see the show, and I would go, "How do you do that?" And I'm like, "So it's like this."
And Gilligan's
I can
Island
tell
is
it
the
down.
one with the dumbass in a red shirt.
Good thing
Yes.
Yes.
Good thing we're going to
Because-
Kalasharn pretty soon.
Just because I wanted to throw that out there, just because we're in Saltmarsh.
Yep.
Yeah.
So don't take any 3-hour tours.
At least not with any fat captains with white hats. That also include a trip with a hillbilly, a model, and 2 really old rich people, and a doctor.
Yeah.
Yes.
The professor and Marianne.
Yeah.
Now that business is dealt with, is there anything else you would like? As she gives you space, so to speak.
Ah.
It'd be funny if that's just how her magic works.
You know, if that's how her magic works, I'm keeping the stone.
No.
I feel like I've lost something important. I need it back.
Coincidentally, this is when the rest of the group shows up to buy magic items.
Before or after?
After.
Hey, Sekald, why are you blushing?
No reason. Walks out the door.
Oh.
Hi.
Oh shit! I need more scroll making stuff.
Ooh, what's that staff?
How many days
No,
have we been
I
in
have
town?
my staff. Thank you.
Oh, jeez.
No.
He mentioned one that's in stock.
The rating TV 14 turns bigger and almost takes up the whole screen before going back to the corner.
So,
Katie's like,
so sorry.
You're fine. This is great.
This is nowhere near as raunchy as the Retroverse stuff.
Oh yeah. Oh man.
Yeah,
Hurts.
definitely.
Oh. Anyway, so
Is it a
I
staff?
have a staff.
you see that the staff on the very end is a snake's head and it's curled like this.
Ooh.
And she says, "It's a staff of the adder." Turns into a snake.
Ugh. That sounds really cool.
A snake under your command, of course.
How much is that?
Snake in the window.
Can you use it though?
Only
I
300.
don't
Is
know.
it like a magic staff?
Only 300 gold.
I buy it.
But can you use it?
I don't know. I buy it anyway.
Does it matter? She's got the money for it.
After you buy it, that's when you try to attune to it, you realize you can't.
Okay.
It is a spellcaster specific. I think
Okay.
Cleric, Druid, and Sorcerer, I think, are the 3.
Something like that. I put the fucking DMG back on the shelf. No, I didn't. Where the hell's my DMG?
Mine's right here. I got mine. Let me check.
Nope,
like-
I did. I'm just a dumbass. I
I
can't
feel
read.
like such a scrub because I have to have the internet to find all of my reference material.
You know what?
It's
You're
okay.
fine.
You know what? Captain
done that.
I
Zandros.
inherited like
Quite a long
80% of the stuff because Kevin was collecting long before he knew me. So
Captain Zandros is so awesome, and she makes such cool magic items. I will say it works for a monk.
is it Staff of the
Technically-
Adder?
Staff
Or
of the
Staff
Adder.
Python?
Technically,
Adder.
I think everyone in the party has wizard spells. So if it works for the wizard, I think it
No,
works
she's
for
the
her.
one person that doesn't.
Oh, really? I thought
I's
she
a
had
monk.
two.
She has
As a
racial
monk.
spells. She never took a level.
It's
of
Cleric,
wizard.
Druid, and Warlock normally, but I'll say this one's special.
Ooh.
And
It's
it,
because
got
Katie
extra
has such an
room.
affinity for animals that it works.
It works.
There you go.
It's a water python. Do you know what a water python is?
Ooh.
Nice.
They have like an extra wide body. They're all very eel-like, and they actually swim in the water and get fish. They're
Yep.
nuts. Essentially, it's the same snake that you make with that
Oh,
staff,
it's like the rainbow one.
but I'll say it has a swim speed equal to its normal move speed.
Ooh.
Ooh, nice.
And it can hold its breath for an hour, I think is what most...
Yay!
things that
So
can
we
hold
can
their
use it when we're on underwater adventures.
Mhm.
Sweet.
Oh,
key
great,
thing-
now she's got a snake
Look
pet.
at this!
to add
Look
in.
at this little reflective rainbow scale.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's cute.
The
Cute snaky boy.
the key thing to remember with that snaff... that staff, darling. I was about to go like, snaff, dude. Is that the snake will be fine if you turn it back into a staff, but if it dies before it turns back into a staff, it's done.
Hmm. So this is the staff of the python then,
No, adder.
because the
You
python
called it
one.
a water python though.
Well, no, I'm
Was there
saying that.
Staff of the Adder and Staff of the Python?
It's
I think-
mechanically staff of the adder. I'm just saying cosmetically, it's like a...
It looks like the real life water python.
Water python.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, no, I was just because the staff of the python turns into a snake. The staff of the adder, the head comes to life, but the staff stays a staff.
Oh.
Does it?
Yeah.
Okay,
shit.
see, that was my bad. I only looked at the attunement thing when I opened up the book. There you go. It's the adder. It's not the python.
Okay.
This whole
Oh,
time,
cool.
I thought that it was
Oh,
they
so
the
both
head
turned
just
into
comes to
snakes.
life.
Yeah, I thought it turned into a
Still
weaker
sad.
snake. Like the
Yeah, I
python
thought
one
it turned
was
into
stronger.
a poisonous snake.
Yep. Nope. The head comes to life, and I can use it to attack somebody with. On a hit, they take piercing damage, and then they make a con save or take poison damage.
Well,
And
there
every
you
time
go.
you turn it into a snake, an owl goes, "Look out! It's a poisonous snake."
Hmm.
Wow.
Sorry, I had to make the reference.
No,
one
no,
else
it's
would.
fine.
I want to
It's
run.
just-
I want to run Humblewood, where you just play the owl people, and
Yeah.
you're just
Ooh.
But you have to use that voice.
and you're like,
and-
"Hello, I am the doctor, Doctor
I
Who."
Absolutely run
Ooh.
that and be an owl person for sure. I love that. That's an amazing voice. Look out!
Ooh.
It's a poisonous snake.
Yeah, there's like a fire snake enemy in that too. That's perfect.
Yeah.
If that game is ever played, I will play a badger.
I'm going to be an owl professor and have cute little glasses on my beak.
Nice.
Nice.
Gonna bring you a Tootsie Roll.
Also, keep in mind, Miss Monk, a staff is a quarterstaff, so you can use your monk stuff with it.
Oh yeah.
Just whack somebody and be like, "Ha!
And
Failed your con save.
Animate.
Fuck.
I'll say,
Con save again for
I'll-
stunning strike."
I'll say the
Yep.
staff is Merfolk craft, which is why you're able to use it.
I like it.
Ah,
You do have some mer people blood in you.
the old magic.
Yep, that's me.
For those that don't know
Hey,
at
I got
home,
mer people blood in me too.
yeah,
Yes,
you
I
do.
am a mer people.
You could use it.
Yay!
For those at home that don't know, because we got all these weird races that I made up, the Liminal is actually a very vague one that there's one paragraph on it in all of 2nd edition and any other edition. And they're pretty much like half mermaid, half human, but like have gone down the lineage where they're their own race. Kind of like tieflings with the half fiend, half human,
Got it.
and then watered down.
Right.
I'm unique.
Yep.
Just like everyone else. Oh God, that was mean. I am so sorry.
I would just like to ask the D&D related question. Why is there like Ganassi, but no half elementals?
That's what Ganassi are.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Ganassi are quasi elementals.
Because elementals are not humanoids.
Right.
Genies are. That's why.
Goes
So it's technically genie related.
Yeah, you can't. You
and
can't.
not human.
You can
Okay.
fuck a genie. You can't fuck a fire
God,
elemental.
well,
'Cause
I mean,
a fire
I just-
elemental is just.
I mean, not with
you
that
can
attitude.
try.
D&D has gone there before, so half elemental
They
is kind
have,
of why
but-
I was like,
I would just like to point out that at one point, if you turn around, you see Katie. In her right hand, she holds a trident that's got like coral on the bottom and the top, the 3 prongs. And in her left hand, she has the staff of the adder, and she's just standing there like,
this is great. This is great.
I just imagine a little puppet show of Snake and other staff, even though the other staff doesn't have
Oh.
a head.
I was just thinking you had like a really giant drum.
So
Yeah.
I am perfectly okay if she does not have the amount because I'm asking for a fuckload. But if she has it, I would like to buy 600 gold worth of scroll supplies
ooh.
just for backup stuffs because I've been running out of spells like no damn tomorrow.
I'm sorry. I'm actually fresh out. I was waiting for the dawn tide to come back. They were gonna have my
has
new
been
supply. I've been out for a
Bit
few weeks.
too long. I am wondering what happened to them.
Do you know where it went? Where it was heading?
I've heard rumors. I hear that they sometimes head south into some areas that aren't under Corlin's protection.
I just kind of nod as if I know exactly where that is, but I'm not saying it out loud.
So
You like whistle and look away, but you accidentally
Yeah.
whistle like do what you want. A pirate is free.
fuck me.
Yeah.
I'm like looking down at my character sheet and I'm like, hey, you're in the wrong spot. Are you? No, you're not. Okay. I was gonna say, I'm like, would Abby recognize that Josul might know where this is? But then I remembered that I am specifically acid insight checks. So no, she wouldn't because she's oblivious as fuck.
I mean, you guys can
It's like
still
the
roll it
best
if you
and
want
worst
to.
time that I've ever no, I want my character to be bad at insight because that's part of her personality.
You can still roll it if you guys want to. You do have the luck on your side. Maybe, possibly.
He hasn't screwed us over yet, so I'm not really taking.
I
chance on
took
it.
my level in Cleric, so I am now a fully lucky halfling, even when I roll a 2.
Oh,
Welcome.
I'll roll an insight check. What
that's
am I
not bad,
inciting
actually.
for?
To see if
You're
Josul might know
inciting
where
Josul.
Josul, give me
might
a
actually
deception
know
check.
where
All right.
Just so you know, I got a 7.
Well,
I got a
my roll
13.
alone beats your check. Ooh.
What about
They're trying to
What
beat
is
your
my
score, Josul.
perception? Oh, neither of you suspect I know where it is
No, no idea.
because I rolled 17.
So if we were to maybe find
That is a shame that they would go there. I wouldn't know anything about it. That's Josul.
Yeah.
if we were to find this fellowship and your stock, do you think maybe I could get a little bitty discount, maybe?
Give me a persuasion check.
Sure.
Could I give her advantage if I tried to talk her into it too?
Oh, I did really well, actually, surprisingly.
Okay, never mind.
You loosen a belt. Okay, I get it.
I
You
got
have advantage.
18
I'm
on the
like,
dice.
wait,
I have
what?
nothing to add.
You have advantage because Sekold's helping.
Oh, sweet.
Wait.
I got
No,
18.
oh, sorry. Sekold's like, I dropped something. Oops.
bend and pop?
That reminds me, I don't think that was more of a Retroverse thing, but can we get an athletics check? For those at home that haven't watched the Retroverse stuff, you roll athletics check. You only get one roll at this. And what you get is how good your butt is. On a scale of 1 to 20. If you score above 20, it's godlike.
Dirty 20.
Hey! Yeah, she
Your butt is godlike.
literally like zones out. Abby. She's not paying attention at all.
11.
And she goes like, huh? What? Oh, okay, yeah, sure.
Fuck, we didn't just agree what that discount was.
Do
Also,
I
I got an
think she's-
11 on the athletics check. I am perfectly average for an elderly halfling.
I got a 13 on mine.
I would roll, but I don't have an ass.
It's fair.
It's just
Roll for
tail.
tail.
You're rolling for your
to
tail.
back.
Yeah, let's roll for tail, Josul.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I can't actually.
What is it
Believe
altogether?
It's athletics. It's just athletics check.
Oh. Well, I got a 9. So I have a slightly below average tail.
I also got a 9, but I have a positive strength modifier.
Take
Oh,
no
you're
offense to
ass-
this, but they might think you're a whale breaching when you come up to shore.
Yeah. Well, they probably think that anyway with how big Josul is.
So
It's a
Abby-
whale! Oh, that is a very big merman.
So does that mean that Abby's ass is basically flat, but she can crush walnuts with it?
Basically, yeah.
I was about to say, if she was a dwarf, she would look like, her butt would be like if she was a Minecraft character. If she was a dwarf.
Two big plates, just two big flat discs.
That's what I like to
stuck
think,
back
like, for dwarves, if they roll low, it's just like they got way
It's
too
just a
square. It's just
brick.
way too square.
there. They've got brick ass.
They got brick ass. Oh.
It's just
It occurs to me that I can't
bricks
believe for
stuck
all the
next to each other.
times in Waterdeep, Thana has gotten trolled for the fact that everybody thinks she's ugly because she's a dwarf and no one thinks dwarves are sexy.
Poor
And
Dyril
we've never
Battlehammer.
done an
He's got
athletics
brick
check
ass.
in that game,
brick ass.
especially because Thana would be amazing at it because I took expertise in athletics. After that one time, I couldn't climb a wall, and I swore
one
never
time.
again.
Oh,
I
my
love
chest
that
hurts.
stuff. I love that. That's my favorite. Where
I
something
spent
like
an
that
hour
happens.
in real time trying to climb a wall while Scotty's sitting there laughing at me. And after an hour, reveals that he knows levitate.
Oh no.
It was the funniest thing, I'm not gonna lie.
You are such an asshole.
That's kind of
Well, she was like, no, I gotta, I never got a chance to tell her.
Oh,
She's
man.
like, no, Lucky. Throws the dice.
This
To
is
this
Cat.
day, that character has like a +9 to athletics because it took expertise, and I still carry around a climber's kit and potions of climbing everywhere we go.
Yeah, I was about to say, my
Never
tiefling still
again.
gives her a hard time about it. We have like a 5-foot climb, and I'm like, do you need help there, buddy?
Like, I can jump 5 feet from the ground over that thing. You're like, you need help?
I love you guys.
So you got your deal. Definitely write that down because I'm not going to remember. She's not going to remember, but
What
I'm not going to
percentage
remember.
did she offer?
She never
You
said.
just said discount. You didn't say.
Just say discount if you're able to find her goods. I don't know. I think she found them already. But
she
Yeah,
perhaps
but Abby
found
can't
some-
write on my ass. Okay.
Well, that's not technically true.
No, would
she
not
might
get
know
the ability
illusionary
to.
script. I mean, you never know.
Oh my god.
Tattoo.
Property of Zendros. Heart.
I do have silent image.
You guys are killing me.
Sorry.
Oh shit! I don't want to erase my money.
Yeah.
I need that shit.
So,
So I guess.
Do you guys get anything else here? I believe the only thing that's left in stock is this fancy-looking loot, and none of you are bards,
Oh.
so you're not going to care. And a bunch of potions.
What about those scrolls?
Oh, and a
Say there were
scroll.
2 scrolls.
A scroll.
A scroll. I think.
And
What-
you know it's one of the expensive ones because she doesn't actually have it sitting out. It's just a picture that says scroll.
Oh man, because I was gonna try to. No, I'm just kidding.
What's on the scroll?
It is a scroll of mass suggestion.
Oh,
That sounds incredibly useful.
Roll of
Sounds
ass
incredibly
suggestion.
expensive.
Yes, it is quite useful. And she just looks over at Sekald.
Okay, you're probably the only one that heard me say ass suggestion.
No, I did.
I heard it too.
Okay, just
So-
making sure.
So did Zendros.
Okay.
Anyway.
Sorry, I laugh every time I look at Josel's inventory because I have Halo birthday skull written in there. Because Scott
Right.
said I found it, and every time I kill an enemy with a critical hit and say I do a headshot, it pops like a little birthday party gift.
Yeah, and you hear, hooray!
I was about to say, I hope you have that sound file ready for when it
Yeah.
happens.
Yeah, minor,
Right.
two layers of minor illusion appear. First is confetti. The second one is children going, hooray! That was a really horrible hooray on my part, but you know what I meant.
God, it's been so long since I played Halo. I gotta pull that out again.
It's available on Steam now.
You should get the Master Chief.
The Master
collection.
Chief collection.
Mhm.
is
Yeah,
it.
we
Oh,
have
yeah.
that one.
It's on my favorites, but it hasn't gone on sale yet. Gosh darn.
I don't think it ever will, because Microsoft...
We
It
have
will.
it on.
You have to wait. Steam has this sale come spring, summertime, where they're like big summer sale, and the entirety of their store is 90% off.
They have a sale for every season, including the seasons in between seasons.
I gotta kick myself because I didn't spend the extra money or put it aside. But this past Christmas sale they had, their Steam controller was normally $50, was $5.
Oh, I missed that.
Yep.
Damn
And it was $5 for like 3 days. And I'm like, son of a biscuit. I
Oh.
don't have money during that sale, and it was just gone.
Oh, that is upsetting.
hmm
How many days are we spending in town?
We've already
All right.
spent 3, I think.
Campaign.
Maybe 4.
Can we do 5?
Sure.
Sure.
Why
I'm
not?
I
not
gotta
gonna
figure
complain
out. I
about
want one more.
Did you want to
first
ask
level
how much that
spell.
scroll was?
Oh yeah, how much is that scroll?
It was cast by one of the arch clerics back at home. It's
Oof.
quite a powerful scroll. You might want to sit down.
Katie doesn't sit down.
Fine.
12,500 gold.
Sekald hits the floor.
Wow.
You're like,
Hey,
wow,
what are
that's...
those potions?
Oh, these, she points out, are... Well, you know what this one is. It's a potion of healing. I also
Oh,
got
yeah.
this specially crafted one as she looks over at Sekald, and you guys all recognize it's the potions he gave you. I have this potion of resist force.
Resist force.
Yes. In case you run into any of those pesky warlocks, might be useful.
Oh yeah, warlocks.
I wouldn't know anything about that.
The butt
A
is a
potion
warlock.
of invulnerability.
Ooh.
A potion of vitality. Yep, that's all.
Okay, I have to ask, if she's offering the potion I just gave her for sale, how much is she selling it for?
She's not offering it.
Oh, sweet. She
Oh.
wants to keep it.
Aw.
It's sitting there. She's like, there's that one, but you can't buy it.
How much are the vitality and invulnerability potions?
Both? Or one?
Both?
Well, both would be a total of... Doing quick math here, I apologize. She pulls out an abacus.
Well, how about individual?
13,750 gold.
Wait, how much?
Let me double check. Yes, 13,750
How
gold.
about for just the vitality one?
Oh, the vitality one. That one won't be as much. That's only 12,500 gold.
How much? Wait, how much is the invulnerability one?
That one's much easier to acquire. It's 1,250
Wait.
gold.
Vitality is harder to get than the invulnerability one?
I don't make the rules.
Okay.
Closes DMG.
How many times are we breaking the fourth wall here, Scotty?
So
I-
many.
I'm not upset. I'm just curious.
I
How many
believe-
times we're gonna do-
I believe we're at the 16th wall, where the fourth wall broke at the fourth wall.
All right, Deadpool.
Oh, yeah, I was supposed to say whatever Deadpool says.
Yeah.
Um,
Did he just make a fourth wall break and a fourth wall break? That's like 16,
16 wall
walls.
so for
Are we both looking through the DMG?
no, I'm in the PHP.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm on
mine
D&D
is
Beyond.
on the shelf, and I'm lazy. Oh, here it is. Did we? Am I going crazy, or do we actually get a?
Yes, you are.
ship?
Yeah, and also
some
yes to
point.
that.
Axel
Okay.
got a ship.
You have the Sea Ghost,
Okay.
the one that
The
the smugglers were
part-
on.
Mm-hmm.
How many days do we think it would take to get to where that other merchant vessel might have gone?
Yeah. How many days do I know it would take to get there?
Maybe we should talk about this after we leave, and we'll after we leave here, and we'll go back to the tavern and pull out those 7 maps of the coast and the sea that we have.
I mean, Zendos could probably offer some insight onto those as well.
The super expensive potion of vitality. Just to give you an idea why it's so expensive. When you drink it, it removes any exhaustion you are suffering. Like all the levels, they're gone. Cures any disease or poison. For the next 24 hours, you regain the max number of hit dice on any... the max number of hit points on any hit dice that you spend. The potion is a crimson liquid regularly pulsing with a dull light. Kind of like a heartbeat.
Ooh.
The potion of invulnerability is a syrupy liquid that looks like liquefied iron. For 1 minute after you drink it, you have resistance to all damage. So it's not actually invulnerability.
It just makes you feel that way.
You turn into Metal Mario, essentially.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. Sorry.
Exactly.
It'd be even cooler if it also added the caveat that you ignore fall damage.
Yeah, that'd be
Sure,
nice.
Say the metal hat, but
Then
Right.
again, in 5th edition, fall damage to small doesn't really matter.
Right, but ignoring it would make you more badass.
That is true. But yeah, that's
like the,
that's all
like
for
the vampires in Morkias.
that's all for items. That and the loot, but the loot's one of the bard magic ones that has spells on it. Only bards can attune to it, so none of you would be interested.
Technically, other people can try to, or only bards can attune. Other people can try to use it, but when you do, even
It
if you
hurts.
pass your save, it hurts. You can still cast the spells from it, but it hurts like a bitch.
It's not worth.
So, Captain Zendros, do you happen to have any idea how far out this vessel might be with your goods? Like how many days?
Well, they left about 7 days ago. And to give you guys reference, that was like a day after you guys left. When
Okay, and
when
they
you
were
guys initially
expected
left for
back-
that aisle. Like
And
a
they
day
were
after.
expected back by now, right?
Usually they're back within 5 days. So they're about 2
Okay,
days too late.
So the furthest they could be is 7 days out. And we don't know the route they were going, though. We could probably ask around, see if anybody else might know where their route is. Yeah, I think I'm good here. I don't think we need any potions or anything, do we?
How much for that one healing potion you still have there?
This one's not for sale. And
Well,
she
no,
uses
not
her
not that one. The
tail
other one.
to wrap around it, and it goes behind her.
Oh. Okay. Abby's thinking.
Abby's gonna head back to the tavern and start to make a list of stuff to get for food, and say we should pull out the maps and look and try and figure out where they might be.
As you guys leave,
Maybe head down to the docks, see if there's any workers that might have an idea of where they went.
Oh, coincidentally, you look over at the docks, and there's a big hubbub going on, and you see some guys get into a rowboat, and they're heading out, and you see coming in, just barely, you can see it way in the distance, as it's getting late afternoon, not enough to where it would affect vision that much, but there just seems to be an unconscious man on a piece of driftwood, a fairly big piece of driftwood, that is coming towards shore, and a bunch of the dock guys got in a rowboat, and they're going out to get him.
Uh-oh, that doesn't look good.
Mm-mm.
That's when you all see that actually around the shore, you see bits of boats.
Oh no.
That looks even less so.
How fast is the rowboat going? I'm wondering if one of us could get to that guy faster.
All of you can.
Cool. Abby's gonna jump in the water and swim out there.
The rowboat's got... Actually, what does the rowboat speed?
Actually, no, I'm casting Expeditious Retreat on myself first. So I'm faster.
I believe the rowboat speed is 40, so...
Mine's 45.
Yeah, I was supposed to say, I think everybody that has an innate moves faster,
my innate
and
swim speed's 40.
And the halfling has the Cloak of Mana right now, don't you?
I'm faster than everybody now.
Whee!
Not if I use Step of the Wind, you're not.
No, but I've got Expeditious Retreat.
I'm double-checking the rowboat, because I'm curious. I know you guys are faster than it, but... Let's see, rowboat...
Rowboat is... Oh, come on. 1.5 miles per hour. Thanks, I hate it.
Cool.
That's kind of slow.
Oh no, here, speed in the water is 15 feet. That is slow as hell. Yeah, you guys are good.
It's a rowboat, yo.
We swim in circles around it like twice and then go.
Yeah.
Like, we know you're in mortal danger, but we can...
I'm gonna swim around under the water and check for anything else that might seem out of place or maybe familiar about some of this driftwood.
Give me a perception check as you're searching around.
Everyone else seems to got the guy in check. I'm gonna check for evidence of where this might have come from.
Everyone else is just pulling at David Hasselhoff, you know?
No,
Yeah.
Sekald would still be on shore, keeping eyes on any targets coming from on top of the water.
All right.
Investigation, you said?
Perception.
Perception.
Because you're looking around. You're not like,
Is perception wisdom-based?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I really should just write down my passive perception. I rolled a 19. So I got 19.
You recognize bits of shrapnel from this boat. The railing you recognize is from your merchant ship, not from the dock.
Shit. I figured as much. All right.
The worst part of all this with your perception check is you see a very chewed up, very washed up wooden sculpture that you had given your sea lion as like a chew toy. And you know it because you can see the teeth, some of the teeth still in it, and it's got like chew marks all over it, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And we'll say it's comedically enough a sea lion seal. That was his toy.
Got it.
But you find it splintered in half.
Oh no.
When you're swimming
I'm
around.
not so worried about
The sea lion is probably the strongest creature on
I'm
that
not-
whole boat.
I'm not quite worried about Borky so much as I'm worried about what happened to the crew of the ship.
As everyone else swims out, you see a middle-aged man, and he's fairly scratched up from like post-battle, but not enough to where he's bleeding out, where there'd be enough blood that it would like attract sharks and stuff. He's got a few cuts and scrapes here and there, but he looks like he more passed out just from exhaustion of being stranded at sea for a few days. His face is sunburnt as hell.
Abby is going 120 feet around right now because I have Expeditious Retreat, which allows me to dash as a bonus action.
All right, Abby, that's what you see. You're by far the 1st one there.
If I can get to him in one round, then I'll cast Cure Wounds. If not, then on my second round, I'm gonna cast Healing Word.
Give me medicine check.
Away. Sure. Oh, good. I'm good at that. Holy shit, I'm really good at that. That's a nat 20 for 26.
Okay, you're pretty sure that hit points aren't his issue, it's levels of exhaustion. He currently has 3.
I don't know if my spell can get rid of that.
Don't forget you also have Healer's Kit.
Each time you cast Lesser Restoration, it would get rid of a level.
Cool.
Or if you had a Potion of Vitality, it would get rid of all of it.
When I get to him, I'm going to... Fuck, how much does Lesser Restoration cost? Give me a second.
That's a 2nd level spell.
Yeah, I gotta see if what spell component it requires, because I know some of them have...
Nope, no material.
Oh, sweet. Cool.
Well, it might, but if you have like a spell casting focus, it doesn't.
Well, it's usually like the spellcasting focus covers it unless it costs money, in which case you have to pay for the money cost. But it does not have a material component at all, so I just...
Bing, you get rid of 1 level. And he's just like... Are you a mermaid?
I am not. I am a halfling, but I can help you get back to shore. And I'm gonna help try and carry him back to shore.
Okay. So everybody else is darting there, and Abby's already like halfway back with him. Because you're so effing fast. You're like 50% faster than the next fastest person, I think. Unless the monk uses key. But there's no...
I'm not using my key. Not if I see Abby get there first.
I'm not using key. Meanwhile, Abby's already blown 2 spell slots.
Abby's like, live, damn you! Gah, gah, gah! And every time you're casting a spell.
Now, Oh, sorry. I was going to say, having swum out this much further, do we see anything further out? Any signs of any other ships or any other people?
More debris.
Give me a perception check, since you're also looking around.
All right, let's see. Well, I'm not that perceptive, but let's go for it. Yeah, well, that's a 3 with a natural 1.
You just see like spare pieces of ship everywhere.
Ooh, fish!
And fish. There's fish in the water.
Josul got a 17 for looking to see what else is out there.
I mean, besides this guy and the ship pieces?
Correct.
You are able to confirm on your side that there aren't any other humanoids or parts of humanoids around. Seems to be the only survivor. At least that made it this far.
I certainly hope nothing seriously bad happened to Captain Warmwater or the rest of the crew.
I help Abby bring him back to shore.
His face is still like lobster red. Skin's peeling,
Providing there's nothing else seriously left, I at least bring back the chew toy confirming that it's the remains of the ship. And I tell the people at the dock.
You know Captain America when he had like the piece of wood and he just like that? It's like that's how your toy is. It would be that around that size, so.
Right. So I bring back that piece and I go, just to the party and the people at the docks, this here is confirmation that this floating debris is what's left of the ship we were all expecting to come back to port. I recognize pieces of the railing as well as this. This was from the ship.
You recognize this fellow, Josul. The men on the ship called him Mad Kerr, and he was the ship's bosun.
Bosun?
Bosun. Me no word's good.
I'm just running Skull and Shackle, so.
Yeah.
I look over at him and I go, Mad Kerr, what happened?
Sea devils.
Damn it. Were there any other survivors?
That's a different name for Sahuagin, isn't it?
You do remember the dwarves called them sea devils.
Hmm.
Were there any
Katie
other
casually
survivals?
steps in front of Sekald,
He,
stands between Sekald and him for this time.
he
Sekald.
feebly shakes his head, and you're pretty sure he's dehydrated and starving. But even in this state, you see a single tear go down his face.
I'm sorry. Forgive me for laughing, but I just instantly thought of Sekald casting Tidal Wave to fix that, but...
I'll fix it!
Sorry.
Katie pulls out a bottle of the finest wine from her bag of holding, a hunk of cheese, a chunk of meat, and a loaf of bread.
Are you making
And
him a
Josul-
sandwich?
He needs
Josul hands
water.
him-
Give him
Oh,
a second.
I reach in and I take out my water skin.
Josul hands him a water skin of water.
There we go.
I put mine away.
I'm like right next to him.
Abby's gonna start getting together the supplies to like make a just I assume this fellow can't walk, to like make a, I don't know what the word is, a tarp to carry him somewhere that's not in the sunlight.
By the time you guys get him back to shore, dude, like the doc, they were watching the whole thing, you know? Like,
Yeah.
So plenty of people to help. They get him up and out. Probably get him to the closest building that would be, so he's not in the sun anymore, and have him laying on a table.
Abby's got her healer's kit out and is putting the equivalent of aloe vera on his like lobster red face.
Let me double check, see what the closest. Well, the Dwarven Anvil, the blacksmith, is the closest. Definitely not going there. Let's see.
Abby would offer to put him in her room if there's no one else that offers.
Actually,
The
the blacksmith's
nobles.
place would be warm and dry.
The Owland family with their mansion. That's fairly nearby. That's a sprawling mansion. That is always under construction. Parts of the building seem to be demolished, and then other parts seem to be rebuilt constantly. It's as long as you've been here, Abby. This family's always been like this. Maybe it's just they just really like to have a house in progress or something. But in any case, they do offer. Yeah, get this poor man in here. Oh dear.
Yeah.
So, get you in there. We'll say there's a nice a gnome father clock, and just go. This takes you into the what do you call that? The meeting room?
Yeah.
The greeting room. That's what I meant.
Yeah,
Greeting room.
like a common room.
The foyer.
Oh, yay.
The foyer. Yeah.
Abby's
Yes,
gonna
Sekald.
spend a use of her healer's kit to like patch up all of the scrapes and cuts and shit and the sunburn and make sure he doesn't get any infections or anything.
All right. Give me a medicine check.
Sure. Holy fuck nuggets! That's another now 20. 26.
Don't forget you have healer's kits.
Yeah, that's what I just used.
He's like, my cancer, it's cured. I feel like I'm 20 again.
Woo!
Does a backflip. Nah, I joke, but we'll say after a few hours of you taking really good care of him, like he is asleep. Like it looks like he was like trouble breathing and stuff before, but you, we'll say the healer's kit, since you guys are on coastal lands, it would be fairly exotic, but with the amount of merchant trades you got going in here, aloe plant is in here, and you have been using aloe for his skin condition and such.
Yeah, imagine that would be a very common plant with a bunch of sailors.
Yeah, for sure.
Is that an aloe? Really? Nice. You know you can eat it, right? It tastes gross, but I mean, I've had like Korean candies will be like aloe flavored, and you're like, oh, why?
There's aloe water you can buy at the store too, where it's water with chunks of aloe in it.
Mm-hmm.
I've drank it. It's okay.
Yeah, it's the market down the street, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, no, we totally live in other. We totally don't know each other in real life. Totally.
It's not even the same building.
Yeah. He is able to, because I can't think of a voice for the guy. I'm just gonna tell you what he knows. He recalls the story to you guys, more to Josul than anyone, because he knows Josul, about how they were going to trade with their partners in the south. He does not specify it, but Josul knows who these partners are.
Uh-huh.
They were attacked in the middle of the night by sea devils. And in his story that he recalls sounds a lot like what you guys had to go through. Except
They did that
this
exact
ship,
same thing to us, didn't they?
yeah, except this ship is bigger, and there were more sea devils this time, and most of the people on the ship weren't really combatants. Most of them are merchants. It was a merchant ship. He got taken, along with the rest of them, to the Sahuagin lair. He's pretty sure the rest of the crew is still alive, just because they need them for manual labor. It looked like they were building something. He also tells you that Borky, right?
Mm-hmm.
They kidnapped Borky. They bled him out to the inch of his life, but they took him. They made sure he was alive, and took him with them.
There's a very serious look on Josul's face.
And he does tell you about how they do. Sorry, this is a bit much for people at home, but like slave trade, where they like inspect the people and stuff. And he remembers that most of the ones that were more physically suited, those with like higher strength and con, were separated from the rest. And he's thinking that they want them for something special.
That look that Josel's wearing, Katie's wearing a very similar look. Maybe not for the same reason.
He was part of that group, and one of the guys will say his brother Mad Murgle sacrificed himself in a way so that like he could get out of there. Did the like, I'll be the distraction, you get out of here. And he took what bits of the boat he could as driftwood and just kept kicking towards Saltmarsh. That was a few days ago. From his story, you guys are able to tell it was like a few days ago.
Do we
At this point, part of the town council has showed up, because word spread around town pretty fast, and you've been here with this guy for a few hours.
just so based on what he said, do you have any idea how far out they might be? Or in what direction?
I could guess. I know the route that they normally take. I've been on it several times myself before.
So we can at least follow that route and try and track them from there.
Right.
Sekald, do we know how frequent it is for Sahuagin to take slaves like that? Is that normal or no?
Sekald, you can roll me an insight check.
Alright.
Because he didn't grow up with this kind of culture. His was slightly different.
Right. Dirty 20.
You're thinking they got separated because the more fit ones are probably going to be used for fight gladiatorial stuff. Because in your home, in the City of Glass, that's what the Sahuagin were known for, was their Grand Colosseum. And there's nothing they loved more than to watch battles or even participate in them, and they're always death matches. It's always like a one-on-one gladiatorial. The winner has to kill the loser kind of battles.
Yeah, not
The others are probably food.
not to underplay that, but exposition, because I think my voice is going.
Yeah. So.
I think we have to go as quickly as possible.
Should be prepared.
Every day, the chances of more of them dying increase.
If we're going to go, we need to make sure we're prepared for a long fight. The chances are they're going to make this or drag this out.
No, I've already done the math. I have enough money to cover meals at least for all of us, and probably some for the crew, because we're gonna need a ship.
Wow. Okay, so Edda Owland is a member of the council. She's the lady of this house. Of course, she's been in here the whole time. It's her house.
I actually know her.
Yep. And she mentions to everybody, perhaps it's time we call a council for war.
Yeah, I think
Sounds
this might
like
have...
We'll send out messages to all of our seafaring or seafolk allies. And we'll hold a meeting for battle plans or possible scouting parties in the next few days, or as soon as possible.
We'll do what we can to get our people back without trying to escalate to all-out war right away, and do what we can to scout and see what their forces look like.
I do, and Fireborn definitely would want all of you at the meeting.
We'll happily provide any help we can.
You have done excellent.
Any attack this is done.
You have done excellent services for Saltmarsh in the past, being a great scouting party, preventing war with the lizard folk, which will now be probably our greatest ally in this endeavor.
Can we make it happen faster? Every day that we wait, more of those people die. There's a chance that if we wait when we get there, no one will survive.
We'll hold the meeting tomorrow at noon.
Okay.
Does that include me as well?
Especially you. You probably know better than anyone.
Fair.
You might be the bridge we need.
Okay.
And that's where we'll end this session.
Real quick before we go, so I can remember it, Abby's going to
Cliffiest
spend
of cliffhangers.
like 70 gold or so to get a shitload of food and everything for the trip and the...
Axel just kicks the door open, and he's got like 5 cooked king crabs in one arm and like a crab leg poking out of his mouth, and he's like, what happened?
What happened?
And that's where Jesse will be.
I mean, that's
Nice.
not out of character.
You have to put that in there as what he starts as. He's just got a king crab leg in his mouth.
For the
and
last
5
week,
king crabs in his
For the
hand.
last week, he's just been eating crab. But since you guys are heroes, they've just been given... It's so cheap. They're just like, here.
Right.
Well, that and he went off and did his own little
To level
quest to get his oath. He might have done some crabbing while he was out in the
up.
wilds.
Yeah, or he could have, yeah.
To be
Yeah.
fair, if I could eat crab for a whole week, I'm fairly certain I would too.
You'd be surprised.
Yeah, you grew up around it all the time. You get sick of it real fast.
Well,
I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
if it's still considered a delicacy and you didn't really grow up
No,
with
it's not.
it, it would be, yeah.
In Saltmarsh, crustaceans like lobster and crab is like almost
That's a
peasant
funny
food.
thing. Like in historically, shellfish are peasant food because
Yeah.
they are plentiful as hell.
Right.
The only reason they're considered expensive exotic things now is because we decrab the shit out of everywhere.
We've literally eaten
We
most of
destroyed the
them.
population to the point where my state literally has laws where you can be charged up to like $1,000 for hunting female crabs.
Mhm.
because it destroys the population. Anyway, yeah, that's a thing. I'm nerding out about ocean life stuff.
Specifically, no, I'm sorry, I got to stop you there. Specifically female.
Well, yeah, because the females are
They
the
can
breeding
birth
stock.
tons and tons of crabs. Yeah.
I find that
You have to
odd.
think
The female-
of crabs like the rats of
the
the
blue-
sea. There
for the
was
blue
once
crabs-
thousands upon thousands of them.
For the
Now
blue
there's like
crabs of
nobody.
Baltimore, correct me if I'm wrong, Kat. I'm pretty sure they're the bigger ones and the ones that give better meat as well, which is why
Yeah.
they're more like the males. They'll just toss back in the water.
Female.
The females have better meat, but you can get if you're crabbing outside of a very small period of the hunting season, you have to throw them back, or else if you're caught, they will find shit out of you, because you need the females to actually birth the next thing, and the females are the ones that are more hunted because they're bigger. So it's not necessarily that they're more valuable, it's just that they're more vulnerable to overhunting.
Yep. The more you know.
Yeah.
And on that note, anyone have any plugs before we call it a night? We'll start with Jeanette.
Oh, hey. Yep. So tomorrow evening, 4:30 p.m. Eastern time on my channel, Uncanny_Adventures, we're playing Skull and Shackles as a D&D 5e adventure, pirates and all that good stuff.
Yarr.
And on Tuesday at 7 p.m., also on my channel, we're playing Call of Cthulhu, the Shadows over Stillwater adventure that came out recently. And we play those every other week. And on the off week on Mondays, we play Call of Cthulhu Beneath the Burning Sun at 7 p.m. Eastern time on my channel. So, Old West, Call of Cthulhu, fun times. And Skull and Shackles is a good time. So stop in and watch if you have some free time.
Lots of good Eldritch tentacly goodness.
Yes.
Maybe tentacly.
And on Saturdays at 3 p.m., I play in a game with Scotty over here on this channel. Chaos Crew. Yeah. That's what I got.
Trying to kill ourselves one session at a time.
Sorry.
I'm trying to save my fiance, who may or may not have had his hand sliced off, okay?
Every time you say Chaos Crew, I keep thinking Corruption Crew. Wait, no, that's not right.
Not far off.
I mean,
You're
not
not
far
in our
off.
game. Sorry.
We'd
That's
love
fun.
to have you in Retroverse one time, Jeanette.
I should
to
try
have
to get
her
a Friday night free.
Yeah, please do. I want to see your. I already forget the name, but your Tabaxi Synth Weaver.
Oh, my Tabaxi, yes. Rubik's.
Rubik's, yes.
Nice.
I guess we'll go with Blake next.
Stay tuned to Scotty's channel tomorrow as we get into our Drunk Doom playthrough. And in preparation for such things, I have a small bottle of liquid to prepare
Jesus.
for the event. So it is going to be a jolly good time of drinking and blowing demons apart. Hopefully we get through the game. If we don't, it might be the last session anyway, depending on how far we get along.
We haven't
and
played
how
in 2
drunk I
years.
am. Right. I have been practicing, but that's sober, so definitely going to be a little different when I'm drunk. And stay tuned as well to Scotty's channel, because once the Trackless Sea Crew finishes up their adventures, we begin a trip to the future.
Woo!
Very far future of D&D. So we trip into the verse, my version of it, of course, which will include several new editions of horror that may or may not interest somebody.
Yeah.
Who knows?
That being the Dark Matter game, right?
Yes, that'll be the Dark Matter game that I'm going to be running in replacement of the Trackless Sea.
The Dark Matter campaign setting by Mage Hand Press, which everyone should check out.
It's totally worth buying the book. It really does add a lot of really great sci-fi stuff, and it does seem pretty well constructed and solid. A lot of other stuff that people have custom content created seems to be imbalanced to some way. There's very little of that here. So, and having glanced through it, they do a really good job of taking the scale of things where it's like, oh, it's a planet-sized monster. Oh, yeah, you can hit it with fireball, but that's going to be the equivalence of a fart in a jacuzzi for a creature of that incredible size.
So that's why there were bubbles in the pool.
So that's that's a good way to check out. Stay tuned for it. Sekald is in the not the character, the player is in the campaign, and so is Scotty. And who knows if anyone else wants to guest star or come in? There might be some cameos that could be guested in there as well. There'll certainly be more than enough space adventure.
All right.
Sweet.
Sage, do you got anything? I know your voice isn't feeling it, but
I do have one.
Okay.
And I've been thinking about it this entire time. Red Lobster is just down the road. No, I got nothing.
I love that.
Nice. I guess Kat.
Hey, tomorrow is Waterdeep. I think we're gonna stay on Waterdeep for now. I don't think we're doing a ton of Spelljammer stuff right away because we got shit to take care of at home. But it's cool. That's where my dwarf monk that can't climb that I was joking about earlier is from. Yeah, tomorrow's 10 o'clock in the morning. Yeah. Also, Corruption Crew this week was a blast and actually a lot more heartwarming than usual. I was just really excited by it. So go check that out too.
I was not there.
No.
Joking.
Not because of that. It's just because everybody was sad and I was being gentle.
That's fine. Everyone was around a bunch of awkward teenage henchmen. So.
It was so cute.
It was like
also
they were like
tax.
They were like ripped jean shorts, and everyone was like, "Yeah," and then she was like, "They're 15," and we're like, "No." So yeah. But
yeah,
if you enjoy stuff on this channel, enjoy the show or any of the other shows on here, you could show support just by following it or subscribing. That'd be awesome. But on that note, we'll call it a night, and we'll see you guys next time.
Ciao.
Bye.